What's up, I'm V and welcome to my channel. I have got another little vlog style video for y'all today. The last one I did was received really well. You guys seemed to like it a lot because it was just really casual and just kind of like hanging out, but also kind of talking about a current event that was going on. And honestly, my life's really not that interesting. It's like COVID's over, but it's not over, and my husband is still recovering from his surgery. He's doing really well. He can walk pretty decently, but not for too long. Plus, we just got done with this budgeting class, and so I'm like 99% of my time is spent at home. So vlogging is not too interesting, but when I do have stuff that I think is interesting, I will be sure to show you. So I have a few things to do around the house. I have some errands to run. I want to get some editing done, all that good stuff. And then when I am done with that, I will come back and I'm going to show you I bought DIY eyelash extensions, and I'm so nervous. I am like not good at fake eyelashes. I cannot get the glue-on ones to stick for the life of me. I'm terrible at them. The only kind that I've ever had any success with is the magnetic ones, and I do like those quite a bit, but in order to get the magnetic ones on, you have to use a liquid liner, and then it has to dry, and I'm like so heavy-handed. It's like it gets so thick, it's ridiculous. Plus I feel like they're super heavy, and so I'm always aware that they're there. I'm always conscious of them. So I just wonder if a system like this would be a better fit for me, and today we are going to figure that out. And I'm also going to respond to some of the comments that y'all left on my last vlog about family vloggers. So I will be back and we will get into all of that. Hello and welcome to my bathroom. So gosh, it is like 8 hours later. My errands ended up taking such a long time and I am super tired because I had a therapy session today, and sometimes this is just how it is. Like a minute in, I started just sobbing and I didn't stop for the entire session, so that was fun. But you know how when you just like cry so much that it literally wipes out all of your energy? That's what happened. But I still have stuff that I need to do, and I want to get as much of it done as I can today, so that way I can do as little as possible tomorrow. Like tomorrow I just want to go to church and cut veggies for the week and watch the Hunger Games trilogy. Like that's my perfect day tomorrow. We'll see if it happens. But now we get to try out these Lilac Street lashes, and I'll show you everything as I'm doing it. I'm nervous to try it because I feel like there's going to be a learning curve, and I feel like I'm going to do a bad job applying them, and they're not going to last the whole time. And if they don't last, they're supposed to last up to 5 days. If they don't last that long, I'm totally good. I just hope they look decent while they are on there, even if it's just a day. And I know that even if I don't do a great job this time, I'll keep trying, I'll keep getting better.
What are you doing?
Filming.
Oh, sorry.
You wanna watch me put on fake eyelashes?
Huh?
You wanna watch me put on eyelash extensions?
Not really. It might hurt my eyes watching.
Okay.
That's all.
You're welcome. And it just makes me think of my nails because I always do my nails at home. Saves time, saves money. I don't even know the last time I got my nails done in a salon. But I only, within like the past year, got to the point where I figured out how to, well, probably the last 2 years, got to a point where I figured out how to put them on the right way so they last 1 to 2 weeks as opposed to lasting 1 to 2 days and then having my thumbnail pop off, and then I'm tracking my steps backwards through the New York hotel and casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, trying to find a straight thumbnail because I look like a fool with 9 fingers done and 1 naked thumb. But that's beside the point. There's going to be a learning curve, but we'll figure it out. So before we get started, here are my lashes. They're very, very sparse. So I just ended up ordering the entire starter kit. That way I made sure that I had everything I could possibly need in order to do this. And it came with, first, it's like a little suitcase. It's a kind of carrying case for you to put all of your stuff in. Super cute. And then it came with a lash conditioning primer. So you put that on your eyelashes before in order to kind of like get them prepped for the glue. And then it came with a little tube of glue. and then a crystal clear coat, which is what you put on after the eyelashes are completely applied. And then it also came with a remover, so when you are ready to take them off, you use this. It came with a lash applicator. I love this color. And then you pick 3 sets of lashes. So basically there's a quiz on their website that you take and it tells you kind of what combinations would really complement your eye shape. But they were sold out of the majority of the sizes that they said to get, like the size and style that they said to get for my eye shape. So I got the originals in 8mm. Can you see that? Without seeing too much of my reflection. So those are just really kind of like dainty and delicate. And then I got the volume in 10mm and then the prism in 12. We're just going to start with the originals because it is my first time. I don't know how voluminous or big they're going to look on my face. And so I want to go with something a little bit more natural, especially as I am learning to do this. So I'm going to prep by opening the container of the originals and kind of loosening the lashes. I saw somebody doing a review of these where they were having a little bit of trouble getting them detached before the glue dried, and I want to make sure we don't have that problem. I'm gonna get real quiet as I do this because I feel like if I talk I'm gonna be distracted, but I'll let you watch me as I do it. Okay, so I got the first one on. I don't know that I got it close enough to where it needs to be, but we are just gonna be pushing through it. This is brutal. Okay. Y'all. I'm dying. These look so goofy. This is so bad. And I don't think it's like the product's fault. It's 100% user error. But I think I used way too much glue because my lashes are all like clumped together. So I'm gonna do the second eye, try to do a decent job, like better than this, because what is this? And hopefully it'll look a little bit better, but it also doesn't help that I literally applied it in such an uneven way. I can't even handle it. So I'm gonna turn the camera off because I feel like that's a lot of pressure. I'm gonna finish listening to the video. I was listening to an APOC video about KK and Baby J getting sued. So I'm gonna listen to that and try and make this side look decent because we got places to go. They're done. They're clumpy. This is ridiculous. I'm hoping that once the glue dries and I can kind of wash my eyes a little bit, they won't be so clumpy. And then maybe if I put some makeup on and some eyeliner on, we won't be able to tell how janky these are because, man, not the product. Again, not the product's fault, my fault. Who knows, maybe in the morning I'll just end up taking them off anyway, depending on how they look. I think they'll be okay. Like I said, if I can wash some of this glue off, and because they are really sticky. It comes with this crystal coat that is supposed to take the stickiness away, but it's definitely not like, it's still sticky. Whenever I blink, I can feel them like sticking to my lower lashes. So hopefully though, once it's completely dry, I can wash them and I can like comb through them and make them not look so clumpy. Hopefully it'll be decent. I mean, nobody looks at me that close anyway, so I feel like I can get away with kind of a first attempt on these for a little bit. But honestly, the system is like easy, and not easy as in I did a good job at it, but it's like a simple system, and I feel like once you kind of get the hang of it, because I've never used this tool before, I'm literally just going in and saying, hey, let's give it a shot. But I feel like once I get better at the tool and working like quickly before the glue dries so I don't have to add more and all of that, this could be a pretty viable option. Okay, so I literally had to come back and show you guys. I'm editing the footage of me putting those lashes on for the first time, and I'm like, this is embarrassing, but I think it's important for others to see people fail, so it's getting posted. The next day, I wore those lashes all day, and so you're going to see them in the next segment where I'm responding to y'all's comments. You are going to see those same lashes that were in the last clip. However, when I was washing my face that evening, one of them came off, and I was just like, look, these are so sticky. I used so much glue. This is ridiculous. They're just gonna keep falling off. And it came off when I was washing my face, so I was probably scrubbing kind of hard trying to get some of that glue off. Again, probably something that was my fault. But I was like, these are just gonna come off. Like, this is not drying right. I don't like the way this feels. I took them all off. And then yesterday, so I put them on for the first time on Saturday, wore them all day Sunday, took them off in the evening, and then Monday evening I was like, let me try again. And so this is my second attempt. Today's Tuesday, and this doesn't speak to how long they're gonna last or anything, but you can reuse them. And I feel like this is better. Like, I feel like this looks better because what was that mess, you know? Anyway, I just wanted to show y'all my second attempt because, like I said in the first part, I'm sure it's going to take a few tries to get decent, and I feel like even this is an improvement compared to what we just saw. But you can let me know what you think. I was very, very proud of myself for getting this side so much straighter than it was that first time. It was so crooked. It was terrible. I can't. But hey, here's where we're at. This is the second attempt, and my skill's just gonna keep growing, baby. I needed to give you an update. I couldn't leave you with that image in your head. I had to give you an update, but now you're gonna watch me respond to comments with the glue monster lashes, so that's fine. I wanted to get a few comments from not my last video on family vloggers, but my original video where I just kind of gave my general thoughts on them, and I thought there were a few really interesting comments that I wanted to respond to in a video. I don't know if this makes sense. I'm sure it does. Like, I can't be the only one who feels like this, but I feel as though written communication is really hard for me. Like, it takes a lot out of me. And I can so much better respond to comments verbally and like even just engaging in conversation. I would so much rather somebody pick up the phone and call me than text me because I just feel like that's easier. But anyway, the first comment that I wanted to read was, oh my gosh, I'm the same way when I see those shots where they are carrying things in, but it's a shot from inside the place where they are carrying things into. So they walked the camera in and they set it up, then went and got all the stuff they needed. I read too much into it. Haha. Sorry, my TV is on Netflix, so it's like doing slides and the lighting is changing. But that I was talking about Oscar, how he sets up these shots and like they look cool, but I'm sitting there like, you literally just left your camera, or is somebody there? Is somebody watching the camera? Did you ask an employee? I'm so confused. And especially when they do different shots within their home, that seems like so much effort. And okay, I guess if it's your full-time job, take the effort, do it. But it just doesn't feel super natural to me, and so it takes me out of it. Because the whole point, I feel like, of vlogging is to be like, look, we're living life together. It doesn't feel like that when I can tell how heavily edited and well thought out each shot is. The next one is in response to what I said about Janelle and Jess, and Marg said, unfortunately, Jess responded in a foolish way, although hard to do so, she should have not engaged. DCP, Dad Challenge Podcast, was appalling in the way he reveled in this disagreement between these two former friends. Jess needed to show some maturity in this situation, and sadly, she didn't. Jess responded so terribly. I mean, literally, she could have taken any other approach, and I feel like it would have been better than what she did, but that just kind of is what it is. Like, I'm not surprised that that was how she responded. And as far as DCP and Janelle, that first video that they did where he was interviewing her, I felt like Janelle handled herself really well, and she like shut Josh down when he was trying to ask questions that were insinuating things that were false. She was like, well, no, like Jess is a great mom, or she really was exhibiting a lot of integrity, I felt like, in that video. And my opinion has changed a little bit on her, though, and how she's approaching the situation, because she did do another interview with him, and that one just felt really off. I kind of felt like, you did the first one. I would have loved if you had done it with literally anybody else, but this was the choice you made. You conducted yourself well. Let's just leave it be. And I wish she had done that, because in that second interview, it just felt unnecessary and like it was adding fuel to the fire, as opposed to just, you know, taking advantage of somebody who could give her a platform to share her thoughts and defend herself, honestly. I am being taught a lesson, because I have previously spoken about how Brittany Dawn's camera always seems to be dying and she needs to get it together, and my camera died when I was asking that last question. So, charged it up for a little bit, and hopefully we'll be able to get through the rest of the comments. Anyway, the comment that I was responding to was from Jen, and it said, do you think the kids enjoy that they get to contribute? And to an extent, I think that some of them might. I think there are some kids who like feeling like they are providing something for their family, that they have value, that they are contributing members. And for some kids, it might feel good that they are part of the money-making ventures of the family. However, I think parents need to be really aware of that and make sure the kid knows, you are valuable, you're amazing, like, you contribute so much to our family, but your worth is not based on what you contribute. You are inherently valuable, and we love you regardless of whether you perform or not. Because I think if a kid finds their own self-worth in how much they can contribute to the money making of the family, that could lead to some really complex self-esteem issues. And by that I kind of mean low self-esteem, unless they feel that they are contributing, which is not great. Like, you don't know how that's going to manifest in a kid. Maybe the kid will be totally fine and they'll say, hey, my family was vloggers, I loved it, I enjoyed it, now I have a vlogging channel, or I'm a social media personality, everything's great. But I feel like it's more likely than not that it will lead to a negative outcome. Next comment is from Ginger Jessie Talks, and she said, totally agree with what you said, and I'm so interested for when videos come out from family vlogger children when they're older describing their experience. And I think that that'll be a really interesting thing to see too, because we'll be able to hear what it was actually like growing up in family vlogging households from the kids who were in it, because the kids didn't have a say in how everything went down. They were kind of at the mercy of their parents, and the parents can paint whatever kind of picture they want. They can make everything look incredible all the time with curated imperfections along the way, but you'll never truly see what the reality of the situation was until those kids get older. And so it'll be really interesting to hear how the kids felt, but I also feel like we'll get a lot of really sad stories, kind of like when kids who grew up in Hollywood get older and they speak about how they were treated and some of the experiences they went through, where we didn't know, like, we had no idea what was going on the inside, and then it's just devastating to hear what those child actors went through. And then the last one I wanted to talk about was from Erin, and Erin said, I wonder if it affects how the kids feel and react to things their whole lives. They are used to constantly performing. I don't know if they'll even know how to have genuine reactions to things without having an out-of-body, how is the audience seeing this part of the experience? And holy moly, I read that and it just hit me in a way that I had never articulated to myself or to a camera before, because you have kids who are constantly performing, they're constantly on, and yeah, I've talked about that and like how it's probably exhausting for them and tiring, and it's just not a natural, easy way to live, having to constantly be worried about monitoring how you respond to things. But I hadn't really articulated it in the way of, as they get older, is that going to be coloring how they respond to things? Are they always going to be thinking about, oh, how should I react to get a good reaction out of the audience? Are they ever going to have genuine reactions? And I don't mean to like dramatize or catastrophize. I am sure there are some kids of certain family vlogging families who are well adjusted. They understand when the camera's out, when the camera's not out, what that means. You know, they're not the whole focus of the channel. I've said this before. I'm sure there are family vlogging channels where these negative effects aren't as strong. But for channels where the kids are such a massive part of it and the parents film things that are super intimate, or not necessarily intimate, but I think about being filmed and knowing the audience is watching when you're like eating dinner, or when your parents are talking to you about how your school is shutting down because of COVID, or oh, you got in trouble today, let's talk about it. Especially if you're the peacekeeper of your family, you are keenly aware of how your response will impact other people in your family, and so that kind of thing can happen to anybody. A lot of people can feel like they don't have a right to respond how they're feeling in the moment, even if how they're feeling in the moment is just upset or dissatisfied or hurt or disappointed. They feel like they can't freely express that. They don't have the right to do that. So I feel like that risk is even higher in family vlogging children. And I hope, like, I just hope there is some kind of legislation that comes forward sooner rather than later to help limit that, to help mitigate the risks that these kids are at. Because at the end of the day, yes, a parent has a right to do as they see fit with their family, with their kids, whatever. But I don't want these kids to go through traumatic experiences at the expense of their parents getting what they want. And I don't think anybody wants that. Nobody wants to harm children. I mean, nobody who's a healthy human being wants to harm other children. And so I just hope something comes forward that can help these kids without obliterating the income of families, because I don't think they always start out with bad intentions. Maybe the intention is a little bit selfish and they want to gain fame or gain money, whatever the case may be, but I don't think they're sitting there being like, oh, this is gonna harm my kid in the long term. This is amazing, you know? But that's really all I had to say. I just wanted to respond to a few comments, and if you like videos like this where it's chill, we're hanging out, you get to see me make a fool out of myself, let me know. And especially if you like hearing my thoughts on videos after they've been published and responding to comments and you want to see more of that, leave it in the comment section down below. And while you're doing that, if you would consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, that would be incredible. And if you have subscribed already, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you. And I love being able to just sit here, hang out with you, and talk about whatever. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.